Welcome back to Shelf Space, the show where I talk about the difficult decisions I face when curating my board game collection. Follow me over to the shelf where I talk about the games that I'm bringing into my collection today and find out which games I'm going to have to say goodbye to. Along the way, maybe you'll get a few ideas for your own collection. Let's go take a look. Welcome back to the shelves. We're going to find a spot here for Praga here in a minute. Praga is designed by one of my favorite designers, Vladimír Suchý. Vladimír designed Pulsar 2849, which was a surprise hit. I didn't love a lot of his games before that, but this is the game that really brought me into his world, and he followed that up with Underwater Cities, which I thought was also fantastic, and now Praga. And in fact, I've loved these games so much, it's caused me to go back and find some of his older games that I missed, and I've realized that I just enjoy all of his games. These are medium to heavy weight Euro games. Praga is an action selection game that uses an interesting wheel mechanic that I've never seen before, where you're selecting actions from a wheel and causing that entire wheel to spin, changing the actions that are available for other players by either making them cost more money or by giving them victory points for choosing specific actions. The actual theme of the game has you building out the historical city of Praga. You're going to be balancing a few different things while doing this. You have your own little fortification board that you're going to be upgrading over time and building walls around. You're going to be placing tiles out into the city to represent building out the city, and you're going to be working to either gain points with the church or gain points with the hunger wall. And while doing all of this, you're trying to earn points in a variety of different ways and move up the road to eventually help build the famous bridge in Praga, which supposedly was built by mixing up eggs into the mortar. And so you have this whole egg theme going on in Praga as well. This is a gorgeous looking game with a lot of really meaty decisions and a lot of different paths to victory. You are getting points all over the place in this game, and it's really a point salad kind of experience. But what I really like is the hunger wall and the cathedral. These are color-coded blue and red. They correspond to the blue and red tokens that you can collect over the course of the game. The value of these tokens increases as you move up these tracks, but strategies that produce a lot of blue tokens generally move you up the red track, and the strategies that produce a lot of red tokens move you up the blue track. And so you find this balancing act on trying to get as many tokens as you can, but also trying to make sure that they are valuable at the end of the game. All of these things are happening in Praga based on that wheel, and it is just a really elegant game design. So I'm very happy to be adding it into my collection today. I think it is worth the space it's going to be taking up, as I see myself playing this game at least a few times a year. I still play Underwater Cities and Pulsar a few times a year, and I imagine that this will just kind of be the third in that little Vladimír Suchý trilogy. But of course, whenever something goes in, something else has to go out. And as you saw, the game that's leaving is Solarius Mission. This is another kind of medium to heavy weight Euro game with a space theme. This game has you exploring planets and kind of building out your own personal engine. It does a lot of things that I really like, but it does a lot of things that other games do better. With games like Pulsar already on my shelf, I really don't get this game out very often. In fact, it's been several years since I last played it, and there is a bit of a density to this game where I have to really go back and restudy the rulebook every time I play it, which means it doesn't get to the table. And I don't want to hold on to too many games that don't get to the table. So while I really do like space themes, and I love the designers that worked on this game, and it does tick a lot of the right boxes, it's just impossible to keep everything. Certain games are going to have to go. And so I'm going to be able to add Praga back onto my shelves today, and I already have a spot for it ready to go. So thank you for joining me here again on another episode of Shelf Space. I've really enjoyed interacting with you in the comments. I love hearing your thoughts on the decisions that I'm making, and I would love to hear if you think I made the right decision today. Who else out there has Praga in their collection, and did I make a real big mistake by getting Solarius mission out of my collection? So let me know what you think in the comments below, and stay tuned for the next episode. And as always, thank you for liking, following, and subscribing to us here at MVM, and I will see you next time.
Congratulations, you got to the end of one of our videos. Now, if you want more practice, just click on the video over here. It's another video. You might not have seen it yet, so click on it. If you don't want to do that, at least click on the subscription button below. That always helps us. And if you want notifications, please ring that bell.